Hello, grand, wide open, and free world of YouTube. My name is Ethan, or a non-dude. Now, the reason why I chose that name originally was because the anonymity that the internet provided was really fascinating to me. So to be an anonymous man, which doesn't quite have the same ring to it, was sort of where I'd wanted to take that. And originally this YouTube channel was going to be completely anonymous. You weren't going to see my wonderful face, you weren't going to really hear my true voice, because I was so deathly afraid of the Watchtower Babble and Crap Society finding out that I was posting apostate thinking out on the wide open world of the internet. But I don't fear their control anymore. I don't. So you know what I look like, and if you know me, well, you can of course report me to the elders, and that would be your Christian duty, would it not? Or I would encourage you to talk with me. If you have a bone to pick, if you don't know why I think the way that I do, maybe you should actually hear it straight from the horse's mouth instead of making grandiose assumptions about my spirituality. But I thought about different ways to open up my first video, and this is my first post, by the way, my brand new webcamera and all that. And I was just going to tell you standardized, you know, how the Watchtower Society affected me, but I thought that was a little bit general, and that's not really why I'm here. I'm not here to complain about my experiences growing up in the society. I was raised in the truth. I'm here to show you why, if you're in the Watchtower Babble and Crap Society, you need to get out. And if you, at least mentally, maybe not physically, I can understand even why you wouldn't want to go through the humiliation of disfellowshipping, but mentally, you need to free yourself. So that's why I'm here. I really want to appeal to, well, to who I was a few short months ago. I was within the walls of the society, and I wanted to be out, but I didn't know what was outside. I didn't know what to believe. I didn't know what would happen. I was scared. But more importantly, I was under mind control. My thoughts were being programmed by the Watchtower Society. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe that the Watchtower Babble and Crap Society is out to control your mind, control your actions through the clever use of guilt and innuendo, well, have I got a daily text for you. How perfect. Today, Sunday, June 26th of this year, 2011. Let me read you the text. In no way are we giving any cause for stumbling, that our ministry might not be found fault with, but in every way we recommend ourselves as God's ministers. And that's taken from 2 Corinthians 6, 3 and 4. Some might reason that areas such as entertainment and dress and grooming are personal matters. However, for the dedicated Christian who cherishes his place in the congregation, that's a threat, by the way. For the dedicated Christian who cherishes his place in the congregation, though, personal preferences should not be the determining factor when making decisions. Oh, shouldn't they? Do go on, Watchtower Babble and Crap Society. What should be the determining factor? Consideration must especially be given to Jehovah's viewpoint as revealed through his word, the Bible. Yeah, I agree with that, but you don't mean that, do you? You mean through Jehovah's organization, right? Let's continue. Its message should prove to be a lamp for our foot and a light to our roadway. Thus we can guard against developing a spirit of independence. We also consider how the choices we make in personal matters affect our ministry and other people, both inside and outside the congregation. So what we're encouraged to do is think about how other people will think. Think about how people will be judging you. Now, of course, we have a loving organization that's very understanding, but on the other hand, they're judging you. And if you don't look the part, if your sideburns are a little bit fluffier than they'd like, or if you have a goatee, you know, you're being judged, because that's a stumbling block to others. Let's see what the scripture here said. Oh no, And the article's taken ooh. The Watchtower is taken the Watchtower is from the Watchtower of 09, 1115, page 3, paragraphs 3 and 4. And the article is entitled "Cherish or Treasure Your Place in the Congregation." So they're wanting you to remain on the inside, to be completely and totally controlled. Let's see, one way to find our place in the congregation and give evidence that we treasure it is to cooperate fully with the faithful and discreet slave and its representative, the governing body. So, reading the text, when it says consideration must especially be given to Jehovah's viewpoint as revealed through his word, the Bible, what they meant, and as it says in the article, Watchtower of 09, 1115, page 3, paragraphs 3 and 4, what does it say? First part of paragraph 3, one way to find our place in the congregation and give evidence that we treasure it is to cooperate fully with the faithful and discreet slave. Who really is the faithful and discreet slave? According to the Watchtower's own teachings, it's the anointed Christians on earth at any given time. Now, are we being fed by the anointed Christians? If you have even a mundane understanding of what goes on at Bethel, the writing committee is comprised of people who claim to have the earthly hope, not the heavenly hope. Okay? Now, and then the 9 governing body officials, well, they claim to be anointed, and I'm sure we'll go over my views on that at some point or another. But that's not the entire anointed class. They're representatives of that. But the Bible didn't say representatives of the anointed class. It said the whole faithful and discreet slave. So according to the Watchtower Babble and Crap Society's own teachings, what they're teaching is false. Now, I also want to point out that the text today is a perfect example of a propaganda technique called making a fault out of a virtue. Making a fault out of independent thinking, out of being your own person. They want you to be a sheep. And as we all know, sheep are easily controlled, right? That's called being humble in Watchtower language. It's called being stupid in real language. You can make all the hateful comments that you want to, Jehovah's Witnesses, but my eyes are opened. I know what's going on. More importantly, I know the sadness and the despair that you experience on a daily basis by remaining in that organization. I don't want you to view me as an enemy. I want you to view me as a friend, somebody that might be able to offer a different perspective than what you're accustomed to. Remember, life is a state of mind.